Hello everyone, I'm going to be showing you how you can add realistic shading to your Minecraft thumbnails. Just a little disclaimer, this video isn't going to be perfect because it is my first tutorial, but I hope you learn something and enjoy. And what I did is I used so after you take your screenshots with the NMS and with the WEM cutout, drag them into your project. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is add a layer, and actually before that, what you want to do is just figure out where your light is coming from. So in this one, the Steve is going to be lit from the top left corner, which generally is where I like my models from. So it's going to be from here. It's going to shine on the body like that, from that way. And it's going to be shining from like the front, not like the side. So now that you know where your light is, I'm going to create a new layer and select this layer. It doesn't have to be visible, but just select it, and then get your magic wand tool and just I'll set to 5, and then just select all the sides that wouldn't be visible. I'll do 20. Then just select all the faces that the light wouldn't shine on. I'm going to have to do some manual selecting because the fabric shot isn't working very well with this because of the smooth edges. But it also does, the fabric shot also does make your image very high quality, so sometimes it isn't good and sometimes it is. But I'm gonna just select these faces real quick. It can go out of the line. It doesn't really matter if it does, because if it's out of the line, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a clipping mask to it. So it doesn't bleed over. And I'll explain what that is in just a second. So we're just gonna real quick finish selecting that. And that should be all the faces. Now select your layer and then get a brush, doesn't matter how big, and then just paint everything black. And then before that, go right click it and select create clipping mask, and it has to be the layer right above your Steve, or right above any clipping mask that's there. And then you're gonna want to keep the blending mode the same, but you're gonna want to turn down the opacity to like 50 to 70 usually is best. And now I'm gonna do something that I usually do. So I create a new shadow layer and select the bottom faces of every visible bottom face that you can see. Alright, now that we have the bottom faces, I usually like to do one more thing, which is adding a little shadow from the head. To do that, you're going to need to go to the corner of the face and then just shift click with the polygonal lasso tool, and then just make a think if the light's coming from this way, just make it go the direct opposite way, and then stop right about like here, and then select like that, and then go up here, there. Actually, probably should cut away like to right here and there. And now get a brush and brush everything and set that to like to like 50 or 30 or something. And then actually maybe 50. Yeah, 50 looks good. Actually a little lower. And then what you're gonna actually turn this down a little bit and raise this up a bit more so that's a little stronger. Now you're gonna wanna, what I tend to do is get a brush about 170 pixels, an eraser, soft eraser, and then just lightly brush it near the edge of that shadow casted by the face to make it look like it's fading away a little bit. And you can also lightly brush where the edges of the front edge of the face, so it's slightly brushed away, and it would look like that without the shadow. Now what you're going to want to do is get a new layer and apply a clipping mask to that. Now you're going to want to select a brush, make it pretty big, like around 1,000 pixels, and then just brush it over the character like this, and then apply overlay to it, and maybe like that, and set the opacity to like, just drag it along and see where it feels right. So I'm going to do around 66%. and that already looks a whole lot better. And I usually like to do one last thing, which is getting a small soft brush around like 30-ish pixels and selecting getting a black brush and just adding some ambient occlusion, which you'll see what it is in a second. So I'll just do it here and then just like brush over this softly and turn it down to like 60. Oh wait, I just noticed something that and now you can select above this and brush over that softly, and you can just so basically where you're gonna want to do that wherever like wrong layer. You're gonna want to do that where like there's a skin layer, or like where two faces touch. Like what I like to do is by the head, go into like the middle. Actually, the brush should be like around 10 pixels for this. So go to the middle of it, and go to the middle where these two faces connect, and go into the corner over there, then shift click to make a line here and then here, and now you can get an eraser and just lightly paint by the side so it fades away a little bit. And that's it without the ambient occlusion. And now I'm just gonna do it over it's weird. Oh, it's fine though. Won't really matter. And just brush it across here and here, just so it seeps out of the sides just a little bit. Not much, just a little bit. And I'll just erase a little bit of that because it's a little too strong. And now I'll select this side, turn that down to like 15. I don't really know why these colors are so dark. They're usually not this dark and so close together, but I probably have to change some things in the configuration of the shader pack. And just real quickly select that, and then go back into that folder, and then just lightly pass the brush by it, so barely touching. Now one last part, which would be here, just real quick select that face and go here and get a slightly bigger brush and just lightly brush it so it's barely touching. But this isn't very accurate, so I'm just gonna real quick select that. Now I can't erase that and erase that. And that's usually all I do for shading. And wait, actually, and that's usually all I do for shading. But if you want, like, let's say, a red backlight over here that's coming this way and shining on this side, what you would do, how you would do that is actually pretty easy and simple. So you're just gonna want to create a new layer and select the back faces. So like these faces here. And now you want to just get a brush and then just do one face at a time. So I'll do this face here and get the brush and just lightly turn that down to like 70. And you can turn it down. You can turn it down a lot or a little bit depending on how strong you want your light. Just select this face now. And now select that layer and then just brush on this softly. And this face here, then just softly brush it on. And I'll even do this one here, just a little bit. And that is how you would shade a player with a backlight and a light coming from the top left.